Hi wrestling fans, thanks for checking in on the Dreaded D-Rose report. I'm back like a bad penny, ain't I? Hey, you seen the big beast guy that showed up on Raw last night? Anyway, Mason Ryan's his name. I'm not sure what they're going to call him still, Mason Ryan's on Raw, but anyway, he debuted last night with, now he's joined up with Nexus, which I would have put him out on his own myself. He might just get kind of overwhelmed and lost in the Nexus group. But anyway, he reportedly has signed a 5-year deal with WWE, and it was inked back in 2009, so he'll be there a little while. Anyway, he's the current FCW champion, though, is also a former UK wrestler. Let me get on down here where got a little information in case you want to know anything about him. Mason Ryan is what he's going by. His real name is Barry Griffiths. Hometown is North Wales, UK. He's 6'6", 285 pounds, which leaves him about an inch shorter than Batista, which looked identical to him, except he had some hair. And he's about 30 pounds lighter, though. All right, and he debuted wrestling in 2007, and his previous names over in the UK, he was called Goliath in the Gladiators. And believe it or not, in Europe, he was known as the Celtic Warrior. And another name in Europe he had was the SmackDown Warrior. Of course, then he went by also Barry Griffith and now Mason Ryan. Now, in the beginning, just to let you know a little bit of history here, Barry had completed about 100 matches in countries, including Egypt and Venezuela as the Celtic Warrior and SmackDown Warrior. In summer 2009, WWE signed the UK Warrior and signed him, well, the FCW down in Florida. In 2010, Barry worked out a deal to clear his Visa card so he wouldn't be shipped back, and relocated down in Tampa, now going by Mason. All right, to update you a little bit on Mike Adamle, which I mentioned to you was arrested last week, charged with DUI. There's a website that's reporting Adamle's lawyer of all things, I'm not making up this name, Dean Dickey, says he's going to be fighting the arrest. Although Adamle failed a sobriety test, he also had erratic behavior prior to the arrest. Dickey argued that Adamle's blood level content was only 0.04, which is only half the legal amount, which is below the, in the state of Illinois. Adamle publicly disclosed that he takes medication to treat epilepsy, a brain disorder that results in seizures. And the doctor is quoted, or there's a doctor that quoted in an article that several common epileptic medications could impair a person's motor skills or driving ability. So in a defense, he could come out of that all right. Now, in another weird story, it's reported that CM Punk, he got into an altercation with a fan on Sunday's WWE Super Show in Shreveport, Louisiana, and a few fans that were at the show sent along kind of a recap of what went down. And there's details. Here's the details of the report anyway, what they said happened. Following his match, CM Punk got into the face of several fans at ringside. Nothing new there, including a few young children. Something new there. Punk told one of the kids, said to be around 10 years old, to slap him. Something new there. And anyway, the fan slapped Punk, who told the fan to slap him again. Really new there. So the fan complied. When Punk allegedly grabbed the child by the shirt and told him to do it again, the child began to cry and the parents began yelling at Punk. Punk was heard yelling that the child scratched his eye during the provoked attack. So if you noticed on yesterday's, when he's up in the ring, talking to Cena and whatever he was doing, talking to the Nexus, he's got a little cut right underneath that eye. As far as I know, it's just awful if he got cut. Anyway, Wrestling the Hulk, My Life on the Ropes, the new book by Linda Hogan, is going to be released on June 28th. And there's also, somebody keeps track of this, 36 minutes and 22 seconds of in-ring wrestling on last night's Raw. But that was up from 27 minutes, 57 seconds from last week. Let's sit there and do one of these. MMA fighter Kimbo Slice, by the way, will make his pro wrestling debut February 5th at for the WWE Hall of Famer Antonio Inoki's IGF promotion over in Japan. Slice is going to be taking on another Japanese wrestler, which I don't know, in an IGF championship match also. Says on their website. The show will also feature Shane Helms and Tosh Barrett. WWE 2010 Table, Ladders, and Chairs DVD is officially released today, so grab your wallet and take off. Rey Mysterio and Edge taking on Kane, Alberto Del Rio as Big Show is going to be special guest referees advertised for SmackDown, I believe, on February 1st, Long Island, New York. Goldust, by the way, provided the following about his injury update on his Twitter today. Injury is healing, but it's kind of an injury that takes the time to heal. My shoulder was destroyed bad. And apparently the decision to have 40 superstars in the Royal Rumble this year was made just on Monday, or at least over the weekend, and most likely a lot of people had to scratch a lot of video packages that was already done up. So they got a lot of people put in them. TNA star Brother Ray spoke to Alex Marvez of Script News earlier in the month and had the following to say about Team 3D chose not to return to WWE. He said, we made a lot of money there, learned a lot of stuff, and very appreciative of everything we got in WWE. But if we had to go back, what tag teams are we going to work with? Said they could have thrown some guys together, I guess, but in other words, they just didn't have no challenges there. Said they used to have, the Hardys and Christian and Edge, Acolytes, Too Cool. One thing Devon and I are big is never take a step backwards. Ray also, Brother Ray also commented, at the end of the day, our business is about storytelling, take #1 guys into business, John Cena, how many moves, does he have and how many finishes he have, things like that. Anyway, on his Twitter account, Randy Orton donated to the Australian government to help with horrible flooding that they've had there lately. Did some sort of donation, don't say what. And for what it's worth, WWE changed the script a bit after last night's Maurice and Italian match from the original plan. As we saw after the match, Maurice went to the ringside and started raising hell to Michael Cole. I don't think he knew what to do. It sounds like WWE planned for Maurice to just about spout in a corner until Ted DiBiase came out to continue the angle and issue the top rope challenge. But WWE actually posted the news of Mark Henry being Ted's opponent minutes before it aired on TV. WWE's Raw report reads kind of like this: in the wake of her loss, Maurice demonstrated frustrations and spouting in the corner. And, everything I pretty much said. I don't know why they had to release that. Anyway, unfortunately for him, Mark Henry answered the call. Maurice versus Natalya as the tag team champions will see. Match will be the Usos and Vladimir and Morella on last night's Raw, where matches bumped from the January 10th Raw due to time restraints. So that's why they put that together. TNA's Bound for Glory 2010 DVD is officially released today. Tara noted on her Twitter last night that doctors are going to try doing physical therapy before prescribing surgery on her elbow. She's been having trouble with that for quite a while. Tara was meeting with her physical therapist this morning. Wish I was him. TNA's Lockdown pay-per-view this year will be held at on the road, by the way, not in Orlando, as previously noted. Officials made a decision on the venue in the city. Now, it's said to be in the market as one of TNA's generally draws good in for live events. So, I don't know where that would be. They know. TNA chose Fayetteville, North Carolina for upcoming TNA Impact taping because of the huge military presence there in the city. So if they need to fill any seats, they can easily do it. And it's the home state of Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, and Ric Flair. Alright. I better get the heck off here. I'm about ready to run out of time. So I'm going to tell you something about Alosha, but she joined the Lucha Libre USA, I guess, for their second season. So might look for her on there. Hey, thanks. I gotta go.